Now, still looking at the Vanguard newspaper, Kogi Central stands still for Akpoti Uduaga and riders. Nobody can stop me. Lawmaker. She has no respect for rules, laws. Kogi government. Okay. Ekiti Airport will run 24-hour flight operations, Governor Oyebanji. Looking at the front page of the Punch newspaper, recall Akpabio Ododo tackled Natasha over assassination claim. And riders suspended senator alleges ex-Kogi governor involved. Kogi government, Senate president dismiss claim. Okay, I know there was also a time yesterday when Natasha addressed that issue while addressing members of our constituent, saying that there were assassination attempts made on our life. But we'll listen to her saying that. And on the front page, virtually all the papers we have this morning have
It is
pictures.
newsworthy, isn't it?
It is newsworthy, actually. I'll play it. We'll all listen to it. But another thing that caught my attention this morning, virtually all the papers we have in the studio this morning have the pictures of the massive crowd that trooped out to welcome Senator Natasha. And I'm trying to see some of the banners. A lady here with the banner with the inscription, "Welcome home, worthy daughter of Ibira land. The people of Okene are solidly behind you." That is one of the
You know
people.
the advantage she has. She was raised in that community.
She was raised, she was, despite her affluent background. Her father sent her to the village.
He was there too. The man was
She was
there.
there.
The father was there too, working for the people of his community.
And that really helped her.
Now she's got roots.
Okay. Now, moving away from that, FG to tighten border as NIS arrest 51 illegal immigrants. I would have handled economy better than Tinubu. You want to know who said that? Peter Obi.
The Yorubas call that one Nurudurofo.
But the question is, some people will ask him, okay, let me read it again for those who missed it. I would have handled economy better than Tinubu, Peter Obi. But they will ask him, how did he handle the economy of Anambra State for 8 years? Because I was privileged to go to Anambra immediately when he left office. He handed over to, remember the name of the person?
The man from the same bank with him.
Why must you say that?
Fact.
I was privileged to be in Anambra State, and I was at the capital city, and I saw things that broke my heart, actually. I saw the bad state of roads and everything. I was like, wow. And this man was here for 8 years. 8 good years. Okay, away from that, now let's go to another newspaper before we go into analysis now. Okay, let me take this coming from the Guardian newspaper. I feel depressed over reverse emergency rule, says Fubara. Natasha returns in chopper, addresses supporters at Ihima. Okay, another one here. Let me see if I can take 3 more stories. Controversy over leaked tribunal judgment as Edo government, APC, PDP claim victory.
What kind of victory are they claiming? a matter is in court.
When the tribunal has not even.
I don't get. You know, we're an interesting people.
We are. Now, FG to withdraw idle oil blocks, charge IOCs to drill or drop. Kano justifies Sanusi's reinstatement as monarch, pays Salah homage. And
they need no justification. Actually, this the government needs no justification.
Okay. If time permits us, we'll visit that particular story as well. It's still from the Dailies on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's 9:42. And I have Comrade Aodeji Ajishokwen live in the studio with me this morning. Now, Comrade, let's go straight to the stories now. Taking the account of the Nigerian trip, because I like the way it's been put, Natasha defies all odds, arrives Kogi in helicopter, addresses large crowd in our homecoming. Right now, looking at the approach at which Natasha used in gaining entrance into that local government, wait, did it come to you as a shock?
I was pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly, I like that. Pleasantly surprised.
I'm thoroughly amused.
I mean, that woman, with what she did yesterday, personally, I feel with that approach she used, she's like a million steps ahead of our accusers.
And it's throws it open now that she is thinking and she is strategic. And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that from the chambers of the National Assembly, she has some support elements. Key elements are in support of her, and you know, politics is a deadly transaction, and she is strategizing, and she's got liquidity. She just spent 1 year or so in office now. She inaugurated street lights. You know, she had to fight a legal battle. She inaugurated street lights in the whole of, I think, is it Okehi, 6 weeks after she came into office. Not 10, no, not. I think she mentioned the number of street lights. I think about 400 or something.
Now, comrade, I want us to look critically into the events that came before the rally. Now, there was a announcement.
That's the second one.
There were flyers that she was coming to meet the members of her constituency
for Salah
celebration.
Yes.
Then the government came out and said they banned all rally activities, banned movement, restricted movement.
They said there were killings.
There were killings. Yeah, we'll listen to that too. There were killings. They gave reasons for doing that. They say it's not about Natasha. They were roadblocks. They even put a ban on fishing activities in order to make sure that, the waterways were not used. But she came in helicopter. Let's listen to Natasha addressing members of our constituents. And she said a lot of things. Let's listen to Natasha.
From coming home. I am an Ebira woman. This is my land. I am the daughter of late Dr. Jim Abdullah. I know my roots. I am not a bastard. And I am not afraid of anybody. I am not afraid of anybody. In everything we do, we put God first. And we communicate our needs to God through prayers. But then we also have human beings. And God works his ways through people. My husband is one of them. If not because of the resources, his words of encouragement, every day, even while we were coming here today, he kept telling me, believe in your cause, stand strong. It is well. Like I said, I'm just a simply Ihima girl. Simple, poor Ebira girl. You all know, I grew up here. Where would I have gotten the resources to hire a helicopter to bring me in today, if not because of my husband? I think God is at work here. God, when he wants to make a purpose, he brings people with resources to you. Yesterday, when we read on the news, and setting up, stop please, and setting up barricades across the major roads leading into Kogi Central, I knew that we were up for a challenge. Oh, Zenini now. I'll repeat myself again. Will be blocked. Convoys leading into the states will not be allowed. I knew that we were the target. But then I said, this is not political season. This is not campaign time. We are not having a rally. This is just me, the senator representing Kogi Central, coming down to have people to celebrate this festive time, the Salah, with you. And there is nothing wrong in that. I am breaking no law. This is Nigeria. We have the right to be free, to express our choice in gatherings and celebrations. We have cost. No, stop. I can give you the microphone.
of March, Akpabio spoke to Governor Ododo to recall me. But he told him to be impossible because the masses are with her, the people are with her. But Akpabio was not satisfied. He then sent for Yaya Bello. And it was actually Senator Asukwo from Cross River that drove Yaya Bello from Hilton Hotel. I was informed of everything. And when I got to know, hold on, the meetings was in two folds. He told him to commence my recall and that he was going to fund it. Of course, monies changed hands that night. The second thing he told him was that he should try and kill me. I didn't make this public, but I wrote to the IG of police. And Akpabio told Yahaya Bello, I am saying, standing by what I've said. He told him that he should make sure that killing me does not happen in Abuja, it should be done here. So it will seem as if it's the people that killed me here. I didn't make that public, but we did notify the security agencies.
Senator Natasha there addressing members of our constituents that came out en masse yesterday to welcome her. And after the event, she also granted an interview with members of the press. Let's take a listen to that too.
I am actually really pleased with the massive turnout by my constituents to receive me. More importantly, the fact that they were able to dare the unjust restraints that were placed by the governor yesterday, which called for the cancellation of rallies and gatherings and all whatnot. I mean, it's very heartwarming to know that my people were able to come out in such numbers, in their thousands, waited for me since morning, you know, and prayed that I actually come. Because, you know, it takes, I keep saying that democracy is all about the people. Government, real true government are the people. And if I, as a representative, see this amount of love and support, then I think that's where I get my courage from. And then I have no option but to yield to that pull from the people. So I'm so grateful that they came out. I'm so thankful for this reception. And I'm also grateful to my husband for his generosity, I would say, because we spent pretty much all night with our think tank brainstorming how to maneuver the various restrictions that were placed by not only the governor, but the Commissioner of Police earlier today. So we took a whole lot to think, okay, we were not to use the waterways because even the fishing activities were suspended today. So that means any movement on the water could be seen as countering the government order. So we had to take away the access in Kogi Central to the waters because, you know, we would have as well gotten in through Ajakuta local government. And then we thought the roads, we saw the list of all the roads that were going to be barricaded from the east, west, south, and north. We knew there was no way we could enter the state. The only option we saw was through air. And then immediately we began to make efforts towards that. So, like I say, it takes a whole lot of resources, courage, support from the people, and God Almighty to have made this possible. And I thank God because at the end of the day, it just shows that, you know what, against all, people must find the courage to dare unjust situations. That's it. And whatever happens from today, well, I just commit every day to your hands. With regards to what statements I made today, yes, I still insist on my stance that I was sexually harassed by the Senate President and that the harassment generated into malice, which denied me a lot of my privileges and rights on the floor of the National Assembly, and by extension denied the people of Kogi Central. Each time he denied me a chance to present a concern was he in subjecting them to a denial of federal representation, and that's wrong. This is democracy. You can't extend your personal vendetta on one person to the people, you know. And of course, again, I said my suspension is illegal. It's unjust because it contravenes the Nigerian Constitution and even the Senate rules that says the senator should be suspended for just 14 days. Why 6 months? Especially when there are a series of court precedents, you know, in Ali Ndume and Omo Agege's cases. You see that the courts have time after time said you cannot suspend a senator that is duly elected.
Okay, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Then the woman I would like to call the 007, the James Bond of the Nigerian politics. I mean, looking at what he said, they had to find a way to maneuver against all the obstacles on roads, on land, and in water.
You know, the interesting part is that those who are supposed to, did you hear that? She said the think tank, they brainstormed all night, you know, and my fear is that from Abuja to Lokoja, there must be some panic now.
Panic, why?
Yeah, there must be some panic. And you know, it is clear that they are not doing serious thinking. They were completely outflanked and outmaneuvered. And of course, there will be a blame game currently ongoing. The governor is likely going to be leaning on the police.
Okay.
You understand? Why didn't you go there? Why didn't you barricade home? Why didn't you barricade?
Interestingly, the local government chairman of that local government imposed a curfew.
Damola,
yesterday morning too.
When
movement, but I saw crowd. I saw people in thousands.
When I saw that, what is a curfew? And I said, what height of foolishness is this? A chairman of a local government. I mean, what for? During Salah celebration, was there a security threat and breach?
But actually, the Commissioner of Information of the Kogi State, he came out and said that the curfew, the restriction of movement was not because of Natasha's rally. He gave reasons for coming up with those restrictions. But let's listen to the
what
Commissioner.
You see is what you get.
Let's listen to the Commissioner of Information of Kogi State. Kogi State, that is Mr. Kingsley Fanwo. He had this to say, saying that the restriction of movement was not about Natasha, but for security reasons.
Let me clarify this very clearly. Despite very deliberate attempt by the media to make the whole thing look like it was targeted at a single and a particular person, there was nothing like that. The security protocols and the directives that were issued yesterday were basically to ensure security in the state. We are having issues in about 3 places, including in Kogi West, in Kogi local government area to be specific, where as a result of crisis resulting from fishing ponds, 2 people have already been killed, and security have been deployed there. In Kogi East, especially in Njema district, where we are having communal clashes, people have also been killed, and we are taking security. We are going through a lot of security procedures in those places to arrest the situation. In Kogi Central, we also had intelligence that some political rallies, political and religious rallies, would lead to skirmishes, which may go into a very full-blown crisis. Because of this, the state government issued a statement banning all sort of rallies in the state. Even the issue that had to do with convoy was because we did not want people to import unauthorized people in the name of security operatives into the state to fuel the crisis that we are trying to manage. That was the situation. So nobody is saying that it is a law, it is a directive, it is a statement of the state government which has been flouted, and the statement was issued to ensure security.
Commissioner of Information, Kogi State, that is Kingsley Fanwo.
Damola, my response.
Okay, your response now.
Short one. You can tell that to the Marines. What you see is what you get. It's about optics. It's about perception. What do the people think? Do you think they believe him? I doubt it.
I doubt it.
And the fact now remains that you see, you're just making this woman more popular, more acceptable. And people are asking, what is it, Gun? What is it? And people are getting, it's like a vortex now. You see the way a vortex, a cyclone operates. It was, what do you call that one? In Abuja, Akpabio, in the mix. It was Akpabio. Ododo is now in the mix. And Yaya Bello is in the mix too now. People are getting sucked into this. Men. They're getting sucked into this vortex. And this woman, and she's not going away. Look, all of this now will be in the news in the next 1 week. And then she said she had written to the security agencies, the Inspector General of Police, about attempts. And look at how she talked authoritatively about the issue of how all of that recall was planned. You understand?
Now, looking at the number of people at that event yesterday, you begin to wonder who now signed the recall papers.
But you saw those who are supposed to have signed the recall papers.
They said
they said they were deceived. And then when they got there, they asked them to bring their, what do you call that thing? Voter's card. They said some of them, they refused and went back home. Maybe they will come, and it's only 5 local governments. Maybe they will come. And then they will come out openly to, it's a vote. And you require 2/3 of the registered voters, not those who voted. Get that? Not those who voted in that election, but 2/3 of registered voters. Did they even get 2/3 of registered voters during the election? Not to talk of in a recall. I even wish they should get the 2/3 and get her off the Senate one way or the other. You understand? She will simply intensify her efforts. I think they should. I hope she's not going to become the enchantment and divination against these men. They should beware the Ides of April.
Okay, all right, it's 10 o'clock, still on From the Dailies on Solutions 93.9 FM. Another issue I would like us to talk about, which is one of the most trending issues now, is the sack of Mele Kyari from being the group managing director of NNPCL. I mean, that's another shocking news. I woke up to that news this morning. It came to me as a rumor when I first saw it, but when I had to call 2 or 3 people to find out, and they told me that it's true. So I think we will be speaking with
an industry expert, that we usually call on. In fact, I've been planning, because the things are going, I've been planning to have him sometime this month. But with this now in the mix, I said we should just speak with an industry expert.
Stay ahead of the curve and get updates on the latest trends in politics, government, policies, education, economy, social development, amongst others.
We're happy to announce today that both the federal government and the organized labor have agreed on an increase on the 62,000 naira minimum wage.
Join
Ayodeji Ajishokwe
and
Adedamola Lafenwa
on From the Dailies every weekday from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on Solutions 93.9 FM as they dive into the headlines with in-depth analysis and feedback from you on different stories from the national dailies. Start your day by gaining fresh perspectives, uncovering the story behind the story, and join the conversation. Because your voice matters. From the Dailies, the conversation never stops.
Okay, it's still from the Dailies on Solutions 93.9 FM. The next issue to talk about now is the sack of the group managing director of the NNPCL, that is Mele Kiyari.
And the entire board.
And the entire board, too. And a new person has been appointed to head that institution. So we have a guest on the program.
Yes, we have an industry expert, somebody who has worked in the oil industry close to 3 decades. Mr. Idol Hussein is here live with us virtually. Good morning to you, Egbo.
Good morning. How are you?
Yes, thank you for
Nice
joining
to be
us
here.
at such short notice this morning on Solutions 93.9 FM. Yes,
glad to be here.
he worked at management level at Port Harcourt Refinery towards the end of his career with the NMPC. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me on the
Yes.
program.
Overnight, in fact, I've been talking to you in the past 1 week or thereabout that we should have a conversation, but we couldn't resist it. Overnight, the news came. The board of NNPC gone. The GMD, Mele Kiyari, since 2019, also gone. Was this a surprise? Was it something that was expected?
For the oil industry watchers, not really unexpected. He has spent almost another, up to 3-4 years as a GCO of the NNPC Limited. And I think he has done his bit. The good thing, if you look at the new board and the new GCO, the very good thing about it is that almost everyone from the group GCO to all the members of the board chairman are oil industry people. If you allow me to just say that Bayo Julari,
Yeah.
Bayo was MD of NLNG. He was MD at SNEPCO.
Okay.
Before I think he's retired now. Then Musa Kida was the DMD of Total. Musa is somebody I know personally. He's actually the current chairman of the Nigerian Basketball Federation. We played basketball together as undergraduates in younger days. If you look at all the other members of the board, Yusuf Usman, Bala, Dele Ige, who again, Henry Obi, Avuru, all of them are oil industry guys. I would say that this is about the first time that you will have a board which are purely professionals.
Okay.
And I hope they do get it right this time.
All right, sir. I have a question for you, sir. For the past 3 years now, it seems that the operations of the NNPCL has been, all the operations, or maybe say 90% of the operations have been shielded in secrecy. That some people believe that the operations of NNPCL has been more of a cultic kind of thing because they do everything in secrecy. There've been reports that they were not remitting funds and everything. Do you see this a new board coming in place, changing all that, and NNPCL being more transparent in all the operations, sir?
Yeah, I think people are not being fair if they said the operations have been shrouded in secrecy because in the last 3-4 years, if you get to look at the news, you'll see published reports of NNPC's accounts in the last 3-4-5 years. Yes, that's not something that used to happen when we were working there. So in the last 3-4-5 years, if you check the records, they've had published accounts, and you give that to Mele. He was actually the one that started it, and I think it was towards the end of my career when he did it for the first time. We were all surprised because that was not something that was always open to the public. But now, all the operations of NNPC are open to the public.
Okay.
And if you look at the published accounts, you'll get any information you want to get.
What should be the mandate of this new board and management and the group managing director? What should be the mandate?
Well, if you look at that release, you'll see that the president has given them some KPIs with some years. They have to increase the Nigerians' oil output and a lot of KPIs if you look at that release. And like I said, these are upstream guys. These are guys who have worked in the upstream industry. Bayo Julari, like I said, has been with Shell. Musa was DMD of Total. He was one of those who pioneered the deep waters for Total. And all the others, Avuru is the MD of Seplat. Henry Obi was an MD in NNPC. And Delege was a CO2 in gas and power in NNPC. Who again? All the other, at least I looked at the names, and all the names were quite familiar, apart from those who are the civil servants. So I think they have their mandate well cut out.
Okay.
And with their experience and knowledge of the oil industry, if the government permits them, because that's a big if, then they should be able to achieve the mandate. They know what to do.
All right. I have one more question before Comrade asks. Now, the removal of Mele Kyari at this critical point, is it not a kind of a fallout between the dispute between the NNPCL and Dangote Refinery as regards the dollar for crude talks that had led to the increment in the pump price of petrol in the past few days?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with the naira for crude, or it has anything to do with Dangote Refinery. You see, maybe on one of your programs, I told you that the price of petroleum products is usually dictated by the price of crude. Go and check the price of crude oil in the international market. It has gone up.
Definitely,
and once the price goes up, the price of petrol will naturally go up. And you see, people talk about the crude for naira. People don't, even if we produce 1.8 million barrels of oil per day, the share of Nigeria is less than 800,000 barrels, because all the joint venture people with their production sharing contracts, their joint venture contracts, have got to take
their own share
of the crude. So the amount that is due to Nigeria as NNPC is less than 800,000 barrels. If you give Dangote 650,000 barrels to be refining, where will you get money to buy your mobile phone? Where will you get money to buy your equipment?
All our imports.
We have to finance imports. I think people get a bit emotional about these things. We can't refine all the crude we have, because we have to get effects to finance our imports. People import cars, you import medicines, you import all sorts. So where do you get the dollar to pay for them? If you decide that you want to let all your crude out in naira, no, it's not possible. I mean, people are just being sentimental about it. I know that it's tough it's tough buying petrol at 9.50, 9 Everybody would have loved us to buy petrol products at a lower rate, but that's the reality. But that's the reality of ground.
Now, I want to lump two things together. Putting an NPC in the public domain, listing it, and then the issue of putting an NPC on the stock market, and then moving fast about that. Will this be a mandate that the new management or the board has to carry out? Because there was that in the news a few days ago. And NNPC had been with this for a while now. And I want to lump the issue of the subsidiaries of NNPC, maybe 20 of them. As one that worries me about is the PPMC. Well, I think they have another name now, the depots and the pipelines. 5,000 plus kilometers of pipelines, you told me some time ago. And they're not functional, and they're still a subsidiary. And we're told that only 7 subsidiaries are actually possibly making money out of 20 of them. What do you expect? What's going to be the outlook with the new board?
Well, the truth of the thing is that we all know that NNPC is owned 100% by government, and it will be something very good if government can have that political will to divest her shares in NNPC. And I've put an if, because everybody knows how crucial NNPC is to the Nigerian economy. And everybody knows that every government wants, it's not this government alone, right from the military time to this, every government wants to have a stranglehold on NNPC. Because we usually have a joke when I was working that if you are president and you don't control NNPC, what are you presidenting?
I wonder.
That's usually a joke we had because I mean, for now, maybe now that Nigeria is making a lot from taxes, in those days, 95% of the revenue comes from NNPC. So, but like I said, it will be a good idea, even if to divest some portion of their shares, maybe 45, maybe 49.
Just
They
like
still hold on
LNG.
to- Yes, like an LNG, and they still hold on to 51. Or if they really want to help NNPC, take 49 and give 51 to the public.
And they will get
Then in
some
that
liquidity from that too. Government will get liquidity, a lot of
You will get
liquidity.
lots and lots of money. You say quite all right. Yeah, you mentioned the case of
The subsidiaries.
PMC. Yes, the subsidiaries. There are a lot of there are a couple of subsidiaries which are not doing well. It's like when you have a conglomerate. Of course, there will be some subsidiaries that are not doing well. The refineries are not doing well. PPMC is not doing well. But MPDC, which we call NNFL or something, that's the new name now in Benin, is our upstream arm. They are doing well. NETCO is doing very well. The Nigerian Content Board and all the other things in their supervisory roles, they are doing well. And they have, if NNPC decides to go into that downstream, that NNPC retail is a big cash cow for NNPC.
They have 1,500 outlets now. 1,500.
More than that. Those are the ones run by NNPC. There are partner stations and all the other things which they could make a lot of money from. So I'm sure by the time they want to say, look, let us privatize or sell some shares, some of these companies will have to be rationalized and all the other things. Those pipelines could be put to a good use. If you go to Ibadan Depot there, you see it wasting away. Why not give that to one of these big marketers to use as an outlet or something for her to load her products? Though there is this news, whether it is true or not, that MRS is trying to buy some of the depots. I'm not very sure about that, but that's the way to go. Those things are just wasting away. And like you mentioned, out of those 5,000 kilometers of pipeline, I doubt if we have up to 1,000 that is functional again, if it's not been vandalized.
Okay.
Well. Thank you very much. Of course, my desire to have you live in the studio very, very soon to take a bigger look at all of this as it affects the oil industry. And before we go, what's the status of Port Harcourt and Warri? I know you visited one of them recently.
Yeah, Port Harcourt is still working.
Okay.
Port Harcourt is still working, only that, like I said, it's only the Area 5. That is the 60,000 barrels of crude refining capacity that is working. The other one, they are doing a very good job. Like you said, like rightly said, I was in Port Harcourt. They are doing a very good job. It's like almost building a new refinery. The new one, all the boilers, the instrument systems, and everything. They've changed them. I'm sure with time they'll soon get those things on stream. And once the 150,000 barrels comes on stream with this 60, then it comes to the 210,000 barrels, which is the nameplate of that refinery. Even if they can do 70-75%, that will still help reduce some of our petrol imports. And Warri, yes, I think Warri, the time I visited, they had an issue. There were some leakages here and there, but I can always check the status of where they are now.
What is the story about the fact that we are getting only naphtha from Port Harcourt and Warri? What does that mean?
Yeah, because it's only Area 1 that is working. It's only the crude distillation units that are working. The secondary units, which is the crude reforming, and the fluid characteristic cracking units are not working yet.
All right.
So that's why we get only naphtha.
I got that now. That's a lot of education. Thank you very, very much for the incisive interventions you
and
gave
the very
us.
short notice we gave you. So.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, everyone. We're so grateful. God bless you and
it's nice being here with you always. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a fruitful day. God bless
you. And you too. Thank you. Bye.
All right, still from the Dailies and Solutions 93.9 FM, we just spoke about the removal, or let me say the sack of Meleke Ari as the Group Managing Director of the NNPCL and every member of that board with the appointment of Bayo Ojulari to replace him and a new board in place. Let's go on this commercial break. We'll be right back after this time out.
Strength. What defines it? The brilliance of a player, or when a team comes together to win. A solo beat, or the rhythm of many. The flair of one dancer, or the art of a troupe. One distinct voice, or the beauty of the symphony. At FCMB Group, we build ecosystems, empower communities, and create the future. Because we believe it's not just one, but the power of the group that delivers the future we all desire. FCMB, the power of the group.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
It's 10:19 on Solutions 939 FM. It's still from the dailies, and let's go straight to other stories. Another story on the papers this morning, on the front pages of some papers this morning, is that the Uromi killings. And let me take the account of the Vanguard newspaper. Killings, Uromi on lockdown by security operatives. And one of the riders, I have this one saying, police, military, plain clothes, security, others at strategic junctions. And another paper, I think the Punch newspaper has it, that men of the DSS, lynched travelers, tension in Edo as DSS arrest principal suspect. I mean, this has generated so much reaction from the people, but looking at the large number, deployment of security agents to that location, it looks somehow.
Yes, it looks somehow.
I mean, men of the Nigerian police, we have the DSS, we have the military, we have all that.
Damola, you see, this thing is worrisome and disturbing. The truths, there are facts and there are truths. Facts might change with time. Truths do not change. Truth, whatever is a truth today will be a truth tomorrow. Whatever is a fact today might not be a fact tomorrow. The truth of this matter is that the optics is not nice. When you were reading the deployment of the military and all of that, my mind raced to Ife. You don't remember there was a particular clash in Ife?
Was it the Ife Mudakeke?
No. In Ife, between the Yorubas and the Northerners. Have you forgotten? And the Yoruba people were whisked away to Abuja for so long. Even these ones that were arrested, they've been taken to Abuja. And we know when these things happen in the upper parts of the northwestern parts of Nigeria, nobody gets arrested for anything. And look, the truth is the truth.
And talk to buttress what you said. I mean, I spoke about the Benue killings, which has been going on since the time of Buhari. I mean, innocent farmers. Innocent farmers will be on their farmlands. We see the herders coming, wiping out an entire community. It got so worse that even these killer herders will give them notice that we are coming on this date. So be prepared, and they would go there, wipe out the whole community, and those killings didn't attract this much deployment.
The governor of Edo State ran to Kano, visited the families.
The governor of Kano State was questions. I mean, are more lives more important?
Also, let's use the animal farm transaction. All animals are equal.
But some
are more equal than the others.
Let's go back to those so-called hunters that were killed. Now, they said they were stopped in a vehicle with large arms.
A truck, we're not being told.
a truck. They were in a truck, actually, about 27 of them with armed with Dane guns. Now, Libras Oshoma, one of our legal practitioners, said it on the national TV that
a general even said it also.
A general also confirmed a retired general confirmed that one of those so-called hunters actually stabbed a member of the vigilante. That was
when they wanted. He said, he said they got intelligence that about that vehicle, and they stopped them, and then they wanted to check, to search. Rather.
Remember, one of the survivors confirmed, one of the hunters confirmed that when they told their drivers to step down, he refused. That was a red flag.
And let's even add into the mix the fact that they wanted to search the truck, and then somebody got stabbed. You see, Damola, I will go back to what I said yesterday. The vigilantes, they have to be regulated. You see, the fact that the driver refused to step down, or even, you see, if you want to search, and there is resistance, when you want to conduct such an operation, there is a formation in which you organize yourself, you understand? You just don't send your men in there. You send one or two, and then you provide various levels of cover. You understand? That is why I was talking about yesterday, and that commissioner of police was talking. There should be regulation and proper training. The way you see, when you receive intelligence, there are standard operational procedures. Because they resisted doesn't mean you should have to engage them, in a show of force in such a manner. That there is a way of, containing them and keeping them in check while you call for reinforcements or even call in the regular security people. And when you had got intelligence, why didn't they? Because why didn't they inform the police and involve them? Or put the police on standby that we're going to do this, but please be on standby, we'll get across to you. And I can't understand how all of that went on and no call was put to any senior person. When I say senior in this hierarchy, in status in that town, Uromi is not a village. So all of that went on and on and on and on like that. Look, killing people, there's no justification.
Not at all.
Absolutely not.
No
for
to
that.
The jungle justice.
But all of this unfolding now. And I heard the CDS was saying, the CDA, Chief of Defense Staff, what's his business in all of that? This is primarily an issue.
Now, looking at the involvement of the CDS too now, the police, the military.
The police, granted.
The DSS now all involved in this. I remember vividly on many occasions when Samuel Otom was the governor of Benue State. There was a time he was on national TV begging for help that these killer herders were killing people. They were wiping out villages.
What about Oyo State? Have you forgotten?
Wiping out communities, and that never got this kind of attention.
Have you forgotten?
Now,
until Igbo intervened.
This deployment of security personnel has degenerated into something else. Now, in Otukpo, a town in Benue State, people yesterday trooped out to the streets protesting.
That's in Benue.
Killings in Benue too. Now they are
Benue.
They are now feeling that killer herders have been killing us for years.
No security.
No security to cover us. Now 14 people were burnt in Edo. You send so much. You send the military. Are those people more important or better than all our people, family members, loved ones that have been killed, wiped out over the years? Now they were on the streets yesterday, protesting killings, incident killings, and kidnappings.
No matter what anybody, you see, yes, we have to be restrained, but the truth, like I said, the truth will always remain the truth. Truth today is truth tomorrow, and a truth forever. Facts, yes, in view and in the light of new facts, might change position and location, but it is a rather untidy one. I recall about, I think 2022 in Oyo State, or 2021, the insecurity level in Oyo State, how people have been maimed and killed, until that man, Sunday Igboho, a non-state actor, stepped in. And one particular Fulani man that was responsible for all sorts of killings. And eventually, we didn't hear anything about him. He was supposed to have been held at Oyo, And then when eventually that jailbreak occurred in Abolongo, people said the man was gone. We don't have any information whether the man is still there or not. You understand? You know, all sorts of things. I mean, it's not nice. It's not nice optics. Now, this is the issue. We must have, I'm not even going to call it state police, local policing. Local policing. Local policing. If it, you know, I don't even want to escalate it further.
Okay, as we wrap up, okay. The governorship tribunal in Edo State will be giving judgment today.
One information is out there that I don't understand though. They say judgment leaked.
A judgment leaked. I was going to ask you as we wrap up in 3
that
minutes.
is Judgment Expo.
How does a judgment that is yet to be pronounced?
Judgment Expo in Nigeria.
How does it get a judgment that is yet to be a prepared judgment that has yet to be announced?
I like that Judgment Expo. Maybe Judgment Expo now. What is there is Expo everywhere.
But it's ridiculous. It's into the big dent or slap on the integrity and the credibility of our judicial system.
Have you read the editorial of Vanguard today? Just go. I was going to. Maybe we'll read it on. Maybe we'll read it on Friday. Everybody is going. All our institutions. They are going into the.
So, what are your expectations in the pronouncement of the tribunal?
Expectations. I was listening to one. One senior citizen this morning. He said he's not optimistic. I don't know what he meant by being optimistic.
Who in person?
Is
it from the PDP or the APC?
No. I mean, no. He's a neutral person.
So what was being optimistic?
I don't know. I didn't ask him. He said he was not optimistic. I'm actually indifferent. You understand? Whatever happens, you can go to court.
Definitely. There's opportunity for that. There is opportunity for that. All right, comrade, thank you very much for being a part of the program this beautiful morning.
Yes, thank you. It's always a pleasure riding with you. And of course, this platform is nothing taken for granted.
Okay, the program returns tomorrow morning. Let's listen for a fresh edition tomorrow morning. My name is Adidamola Lafenwa. Once again, I'm saying good morning.